Here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
Test. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, you see the bug down in the bottom of the screen, guys. Frankie Candles live show is now brought to you by KuCoin, powered by KuCoin, some like to say. Shout out to KuCoin. If you guys want to sign up and save on some of the fees on KuCoin, you could use our link in the description down below. You guys know I absolutely love KuCoin, and we have officially locked them in as the official sponsor of the Frankie Candles YouTube channel / live stream. So shout out to KuCoin. Super excited to be working with them. And again, guys, those links are in the description down below if you want to check out KuCoin. I know a lot of people in that morning show, if you guys saw me on the morning show today, we were talking about the KuCoin trading bots. They said, hey, Frankie, have you made any content on the KuCoin trading bots? And I was like, ha, you came to the right spot. But, guys, we have an amazing show for you tonight. We got a lot to talk about with Bitcoin as we have a huge week coming. We have a lot of news coming out with the CPI data coming out on the 13th, which is in just 3 days. Shout out to D from the BK. Thanks for taking time to teach us everything. I'm trying to take at least 2 hours a day to learn how to read charts so I can hopefully one day get as good as you and maybe be able to make a difference for the future of my family. D from the Bronx. Dude, this is why I started this channel. It is my goal to help you, do some good things for your family, with crypto. We want to help you find financial freedom through crypto assets, or in my case, trading crypto, whether the price is going up or down. So thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys more than you could possibly imagine. Sorry for the late live streams recently, guys. Obviously, I have been filling in on a lot of the BitBoy crypto stuff, so I kind of got to run around a little bit. But thank you for bearing with me. And here we are as Bitcoin is currently dumping. So real quick, I just want to say what's up to chat, and then we're going to jump right in, guys. Who do we got in chat today? We've got Vacation Time 24/7. What is going on? Dean Love. Here we go again with the microphone problems. We had to add some stuff to the show, and I'm sure things got a little bit messed up. A-Train, what is going on? Rugged, let's go. Shout out to Patrick, what is going on? Thank you for being here. Quicker, welcome back. Francis Divine, thank you for being here. Lathan Craft, unforgettable name. You're trolling us, Frankie. I'm not trolling you. Is this thing on? Shout out to Dave Digital. Dave, I see you in the morning stream, man. I see you out there showing love. I do appreciate it, man. You're out there supporting, bro, and I appreciate it more than you could possibly imagine. Dean, what is going on? Frankie Tangles strike again. Frankie Tangles. Love it. Brian D, what is going on, guys? Shout out to all our wonderful mods. I don't want to spend too much time in here because we are getting some price action out here on Bitcoin. Crypto Pollo, or the Bitcoin Chicken, as I like to call him. What is going on? Amit, what is going on? And then we got Crypto Billy, I see. Chris, what is going on? Brian, Lucho, our luckiest Candle Mafia member. And we've got Pedro. What is going on? Thank you all for being here. And guys, without further ado, I want to jump right into the charts. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just hope when I hit this transition button, everything doesn't go haywire. Here we go. Let's go ahead and jump right into the charts here. Beautiful. There we go. Now, guys, we have a lot of stuff to look at. I do want to come down to these lower time frames real quick, as we did just get a little bit of a dump here on this little 5-minute candle. But I want to go up to the higher time frames real quick, just to kind of break down what we are seeing. And then real quick, I will just pull up this trade. I don't know if you guys, let's see. Oh, God, what did I do here? Just wanted to zoom in a little bit. There you go. We are in a Bitcoin short right about now, up about 20% currently. We will continue to monitor this, and yeah, we will talk about what levels I am watching to potentially get into some more trades, potentially get into some scalp longs off of some key levels if we see those bullish confirmations, and we're going to be talking about that. But as of right now, yeah, we are in this current short, not a huge position, only got about, I think it was originally about $1,000 or maybe like $900 on 4x leverage. So not crazy, guys. You will notice anytime I show my trades, guys, I am not on super crazy leverage, right? Everybody wants to use 50x, 100x. You'll see a lot of my trades are on very low leverage. You got to be safe out there. But just wanted to show that. We will keep an eye on this throughout the stream. But let's go ahead and jump right into the analysis, guys, because I want to give you a good idea of what is going on with Bitcoin right now, where I'm expecting the price to go. Are we still bullish? Are those higher time frames still bullish, or are things starting to roll over in a bearish manner? Let's go ahead and take a look. Go ahead and collapse this. And then I am going to go ahead and we're going to start off on the weekly. Let's go ahead and hide our TA really quick here because we got some stuff here forming up on the weekly time frame, guys. We do have a bullish divergence confirmed on the weekly time frame. Now, guys, this is something we've been watching for quite some time. And this is generally a very, very bullish signal, right? You have your lower lows on your price. You have your higher lows on your momentum waves with the confirmed green dot. But I talked about this on the morning show. Some things that are a little bit concerning about this bull div is, what do we see here, guys? We have a VWAP flop. You guys know we went over the VWAP flop here just recently. And that is typically when... oh, God. Shout out to Tony D. Says, you missed my super chat on ATB. This is your punishment. Tony D, somebody stop Tony D from super chatting. But note to self for the future. Actually, the host on ATB can't, I don't believe, can see the chat. But shout out to Tony. I do appreciate you, bro. Tony in the hideout. Let's go. Crazy Crafts. We'll talk about if 16K is possible. But the VWAP flop, shout out to Captain Kirk. But you guys will know the VWAP flop is typically, or not typically, but is when you get the VWAP to cross over that zero line, but it eventually just, or immediately starts just, it comes up and then just whap, just flops right over. Doesn't give you any chutzpah. No, it doesn't give you any gusto. And, when you see a VWAP like this, it comes up, it's sticking straight up. It's very bullish. But this one just up and just kind of low performance here, just flopping right over. Nonetheless, you do have the confirmed bullish divergence on the weekly time frame, and is typically a very bullish sign, cannot be ignored. Now, working our way over to the 6-day, you could see a similar thing. You do have the divergence, bullish divergence confirmed, but you are still getting that you are getting another VWAP flop where you see the VWAP coming right back down towards the zero line. Now, moving on here, our 5-day, same story, VWAP flop happening. You do have the bullish divergence. And then your 3-day is printing that red dot, and your 4-day is also got a VWAP flop. So kind of my thoughts here, guys, are obviously we did get the bullish divergences on these daily time frames, but on the 3-day, here you go, right? We had the bull div. You have your lower lows on price. me grab this. Oh God, this is all gonna pop up. Well, you have your. I'm just gonna hide this to make it easier to see. You have your lower lows on price with your higher lows on your momentum waves. But then you printed this red dot effectively, at least for now, invalidating the bullish divergence. Now we could continue to just move up here and continue putting in bullish divergences. But as of right now, we are printing a red dot on the 3-day, which makes me think we're gonna see this bleed into the 4-day because you're getting the VWAP flop, looking to get that red dot, and then your 5-day is flopping over as well. Hopefully, now these higher time frames, the 5-day, the 6-day, and the weekly, do have time to come back up and get that VWAP to go get back sticking up straight and giving you more of a bullish move. But if it plays out anything like this 3-day, which is not even confirmed with that red dot, you could see this come back up as well. But if this confirms, unfortunately, we could potentially see this roll over into those other time frames and potentially, temporarily invalidate these bullish divergences, but we're not there yet. Let's see if we confirm that 3-day green dot in about 2 days and 2 hours. So the bullish signals on those higher time frames are still there. They do still look good, they are still there. They are not invalidated, but when you look at that 3-day is potentially getting invalidated as we speak. And then again, as we talk about time frames on this channel, we are going to see these start to roll over. This could potentially roll over into those higher time frames. But right now, nothing is confirmed and validated just yet. But that 3-day has got me feeling a little sketched out. I'm going to have approaching with a lot of caution here. And then your 2-day is printing a red dot as we speak. But what could happen here, guys, is we could come lower, right? We could make another low here, and then we could potentially put a lower or a higher low in on market cipher and put another bull div in here. So generally, momentum still moving to the upside. Money flow is actually still looking okay here on the higher time frames. But let's go down to the lower time frames, starting on the daily. Shout out to Crypto Billy with the $2 super chat. Oh no, he said Tony D, ready, set, go. Love you, Frankie. Oh God, I don't know what that means, but I hope you guys aren't about to super chat me a bunch. Please do not. Mods. Shout out to you guys. I love you so much, but you guys do so much for the channel. Put emojis. You could super chat for free. I feel so bad, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. Where we wick, we go. Yes. Yes, that is a very, very true statement. We'll talk about that in just a second. It's a super chat where I had a feeling this might happen. Please don't do it. I love you guys. Please don't do it. But moving on here, guys, looking at the daily time frame. Now, obviously, we do have the CPI data coming out on the 13th. Now, a lot of people think that this is going to be the thing that creates this very volatile move. Shout out to Mr. Digital. I see you, bro. But this could be the catalyst to spark this very volatile move because you guys will know, a lot of people are talking about a big move incoming. And, with the macroeconomics looking the way they are, this is kind of leading us to think there is a big move on the way. But there's also some other things that are pointing out, pointing to some volatility incoming, and not only through the macroeconomics, but we could also see this on the chart. Now, I want to pull something up called, this is the Bitcoin Historical Volatility Index. Now, I will be honest with you, I don't check this very often, but we covered a story. Oh God. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, here comes a D from the BK says, tag your it. Tony says, new phone, who dis? I'm going to start super chatting you guys back. Frankie killing it with the stream, killing it with the all-day streaming. Let's go. Yeah, guys, super busy day for me today. I appreciate all the support, guys. I see you in the morning show, guys. You have no idea. It's a much different show. And the nerves creep in. So, looking up at that screen and seeing those positive comments does mean a ton to me. I saw a lot of you guys in there. Shout out to Satoshi Glakamoto. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Shout out to Chusei Crypto. Shout out to Dave Digital. I saw you guys all in there, and I do appreciate it so much. But looking here at the Bitcoin Historical Volatility Index, we did cover a story on the morning show about this, guys. Now, when this is pulling a number below 25, this could indicate a lot of volatility entering the market. The question is it going to be to the upside or the downside? But I just wanted to show this because it is very, very interesting to see that we have all this macroeconomic stuff coming in to potentially give us this volatility, but we also have some things on the charts pointing to the same thing. So the BVOL, or the Bitcoin Historical Volatility Index, is at a 23, below that 25 number, indicating we could get a volatile move. And then maybe in a minute we could pull this up against the actual price of Bitcoin and kind of see how they correlate to each other. But before we do that, I do just want to get back and continue our TA on Bitcoin so we can start to get a little bit of clarity into what this market is doing. So back on Bitcoin here, pull up Market Cipher. Looking at the daily, we do have the VWAP below the zero line, money flow coming out pretty aggressively, and that VWAP is not even rounding off here just yet, but it is just coming straight down. 16-hour is got rejected at that zero line. Money flow back in the red. Now, guys, we talk about this all the time, and this is a perfect reason for me to kind of stop and talk about this for a second, because this is something that might be really frustrating to people, and you need to understand that it's just part of the game. So we were looking at the money flow on the 16-hour with the nice flows to the upside, right? It was coming to the upside, and we did start to get that crossover into the green, as you could see right there. Now, this is typically, shout out to Daddy Zach, I appreciate you, but seeing it cross over into the green like this is typically a very bullish move, right? But we talked about how you have to be careful in a bear market, because in a bear market, you are much more likely to spend more time in the red on the money flow than you are in the green. And in a bull market, obviously, vice versa, right? So we were talking about how you have to be careful about a potential little breath of air, right? I talked this, you come up and kind of like you're drowning under, like you're in the red, right? In this big red wave, and then you come up and you're like, and then you go right back down into the red, right? It's kind of how I see it. And then you just get tumbled by the waves. Hang on. Shout out to these super chatters. Hang on a second. D from the Bronx says, tag your it. Tony D says, new phone, who this? Kenneth Smith says, Kenton Smith says, next, pass it on and show ETH. Captain Kirk says, show ETH. D from the Bronx says, Frankie VWAP, go flap. VWAP go flop or VWAP go flap? We got the VWAP flop, the VWAP flop, the VWAP flip flap. Let's go. Somebody clip it. Shout out to you guys. Wolfman ate my coin says, what are we not doing? No, you guys are crazy. When pizza, hashtag FYP, hashtag FCU, hashtag givers gain. Shout out to Crypto Billy. I appreciate the super chats from all of you guys. And if you guys are saying givers gain, then I better get back to giving. Shout out to you guys. I do appreciate you guys so much. You guys are crazy. But we were waiting for this potential fake out on the money flow because we know it's more likely to spend more time in the red than the green. And unfortunately, guys, we did get that money flow crossover into the green, and now we are actually getting a decent flip back into the red here with a money flow reading of about -11, so pretty deep down there. So this doesn't look like we're really going to bing bong up and down here. It kind of looks like we came up for a breath of air, and now we are back in the red decisively. So that would be a little bit more on the bearish side, but let's go ahead and move on and see if we can pull any more information here from the charts. 12-hour money flow back in the red. VWAP rejected at that zero line, as you guys just saw on the 16-hour. Something very similar happening there on the 12-hour. 8-hour, again, VWAP rejected at that zero line, more on the bearish side as well. Now, coming over to our 4-hour, guys, this was something that I was watching over last night. Potential bull div forming on the 4-hour here, but unfortunately, as we continue to come down, we did get this we did get this invalidated as the momentum wave has come deeper below this last anchor wave right here. So this is also, this was something I was looking at to potentially confirm this bull div. We were actually looking at it on the morning show, saying this was one of the things I was looking for a potential bounce off a local golden pocket, which we're going to take a look at in a second. And, spoiler alert, was invalidated on the 4-hour. But we also had a bullish divergence forming on the 2-hour, which is still in play here, guys. However, it is getting pretty dicey here. It could get invalidated, but you do see we are continuing to come down with this momentum wave, but we are still making a slightly higher low, which would still potentially give us that bullish divergence. And If we go ahead, you could see those lower lows with the higher lows. If we print a green dot here, which obviously we got rejected by that zero line, we got rejected by the zero line again, but we are making higher lows on the VWAP, so hopefully we can get this to cross over, give us that green dot, confirming the bull div, and then this could be where we see the bounce if we get that 2-hour bullish divergence to confirm. And I'm going to come back to this and show you guys a little bit of a trade setup that I kind of show you how I would be looking at this. I'll give you guys a little bit of a freebie here on the YouTube channel. I'm just kidding. I give them to you in the Discord, which is also free. But I'll just give it to you out here. But we'll come back to it. But basically, I'm looking at the 2-hour, watching for that bull div to confirm. To potentially start looking for some scalp longs. Obviously, I am in a short position, but continuing on here, guys, looking at the 1 hour, still putting in nice bullish divergence here as well on Market Cipher. You could see your higher lows being formed on Market Cipher B with that upward diagonal line with your money flow, with your price action making lower lows here, as you can see, gives you that bullish divergence. Another time frame that we can watch to see if we're going to confirm these bull divs. Another thing you can look at to potentially find a scalp long to get a nice bounce off of some key levels, which we're going to take a look at right now. But real quick, I do just want to come up to the lower time frames, or come down to the lower time frames. Money flow kind of sideways here on the 5-minute, looking at that 10-minute. Money flow coming back out. 12-minute money flow came into the green, but now it's coming back out. And your 15-minute is kind of indecisive there. We kind of came up, got rejected, and now we're coming back down. So with that being said, guys, let me cover the rest of these super chats, and then we will show the key levels and kind of what I'm looking at to find some potential scalp long positions for those of you who are out there trading and out there interested in what I'm watching for and the confirmations I will be looking for. And I'm just basically going to kind of show you guys a potential trade setup here, and we're going to kind of do it live, right? Because I've been running all over the place, haven't had too much time to prepare. I sat down for like 30 seconds, looked at the charts, kind of running all over today, but we'll do it live. I'll see if we can find a nice trade set up, give you guys a freebie here on the YouTube channel. And shout out to Tony D. Sorry, Cat took my phone and super chatted. Bear. What? You bring... Bear. I'm watching you, Bear. Shout out to D from the Bronx, said, send this guy a cannoli. Hey, send this guy a cannoli. I'll take a cannoli, guys. I'll take a cannoli. I like that. I like your profile picture. Wick says, dumpster goblin. I am somewhat of a dumpster guy. I would identify as a dumpster goblin. Shout out to Wick. I appreciate you, bro. You're an OG. Adrian Neal says, show H-bar. I'm going to have to go ahead and show H-bar right after we find these key levels on Bitcoin. Crypto Billy, this is Lawrence, Kansas. Is anyone out there? Crypto Billy, come in. Crypto Billy, come in. Thank you for the super chat, man. I love you, bro. Tony D, again, hello. This is Frankie Candles. I'll trade for you. Oh, no, guys. Tony D, we got a scammer in the chat. I will never trade for you or take money from you ever. Always keep that in mind. Shout out to Lathan Kraft, said, me and Crypto Billy, Kansas chapter of FCU. Let's go. Shout out to the Kansas chapter of Frankie Candles University. We love Kansas. We love Crypto Billy, and we love Lathan Kraft. Thank you so much for being here. But I love you, Dad. Shout out to Shane Kerr. Let's go. But, guys, continuing on here, let's continue doing our TA, potential 15-minute bull div forming here, but we'll come back to that in a second. Let's go ahead and look at some levels. And by look at levels, I mean hit the undo button so I can get my TA back on the screen, because I very riskily delete it so I can clear the charts for you guys. Now, looking at the charts here, guys, the levels that we were watching previously was this point of control right here at 19,771. It would not be a shock to anybody who watches the channel. This is our point of control when looking at our entire range here. And we were saying, when we were all the way up here, if we lose this level decisively, it would be likely that we come back down to the range lows of the value area low. Now, if you watch the channel, guys, you could probably finish my sentence when I'm about to say that, and that would be a good thing, because that means you're understanding how volume profiles work. But we did lose this level. Perfect bearish retest of that POC slash fib level here, and we continued to come down. And like I always say, price action is messy, right? So it's not always that if you lose the POC and bearishly retest, you go straight down to the value area low. A lot of people think that's how it works. That's not really how it works, right? You come down, you bearishly retest, and then price action's really messy, right? So you come down, you lose the level, and then you kind of hang out, right? You come down, and then you come up. You're like, oh, my God, we're going to come back up. And then you get rejected from the spider line, and then you get caught up at this fib level, bearishly retest. And now we are sitting at a local golden pocket, guys. coming in at about between 19,245 and 19,185. And this is important, right? Because this is the level we were looking at on the morning stream to kind of dictate if we were going to get a move off that 4-hour bull div or this 2-hour bull div, right? Because at the time we were holding support. I believe it was like right here or something. We were holding support here. And if we got that 2-hour bull div to confirm, and then we saw money flow coming up on the 15-minute or a lower time frame with bull divs, we could have potentially gotten a nice position off of this local golden pocket to potentially get a bounce, which I would personally target this fib level right here and this spider line right here. The spider line coming in at about 19,570 and the fib level coming in at about 19,480. However, while I was doing my intro, while we were live, we wound up losing this golden pocket. Now, this is on the 15-minute chart. It does look like we are starting to lose this level. However, we are looking to potentially put in a bullish divergence here on the 15-minute. As you can see right here, if we print that green dot, now it's not over yet, right? We need to print that green dot and confirm it. But if we can, you would have a beautiful bullish divergence here. The question is, we'll have to find to see if there's a level here or some form of, if there's any interest at this price, maybe we have a high volume node and we'll dig into that in a second. But I will just say, if we do get that to confirm with the money flow coming into the green, and maybe at that same time you are confirming that bullish divergence on the 2-hour, right? That bullish divergence on the 2-hour. And yeah, sure, maybe we didn't get the bull div on the 4-hour, but maybe you get the green dot on the 4-hour, right? So looking for the 4-hour green dot with the 2-hour bullish divergence to confirm. You can also look down to the 1-hour, the 1-hour. Yeah, I don't know if I would look for the 2-hour bullish divergence to print and confirm. Maybe at that time you're about to print that green dot on the 4-hour, and then maybe you're seeing the money flow come up into the green with bullish divergences forming on these lower time frames. And that would kind of be what I'm looking for my next long entry. The only thing here is, we're not really at a key level, right? So it would be nice if this 15-minute bull div was happening at a very strong level and things looked a little different, I might be a little more confident taking a scalp long off of this. But with money flow coming back out, your 4-hour not looking that close to printing a green dot. I may just wait on this one a little bit. But we do have another fib level down here at 18,915. If we were able to make our way down here as you get that bull div on the 2-hour to confirm and that 4-hour green dot, that might be a good place to start looking for longs. And if you're questioning, what do you mean by looking for longs? Basically, what I mean is you're waiting for price to come down to your key level. In this case, that key level is going to be, I'm going to mark this out as a box, right? Because it's not always an exact level. It's typically a range, right? So, if we could come down into this gold box, you guys will know, number one, we do have this fib level. It is the 786, right? So that is going to give you some strong support, most likely. But then right underneath that, you have that value area low coming in at 18,825. And just because of the nature of volume profiles, we know, right, on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel, I almost said the CandleMafia YouTube channel, we know that when you lose that POC, it's likely you come back down to that value area low, which would make it likely that we do make our way down here. And then once we get into this range, potentially this is where you could start putting bullish divergences in if we continue to put higher lows in on our momentum waves. Maybe we do something like this, right? And then you get a bullish divergence. And then you're at this key level. You have your fib level as well as your value area low. And we know when we come down to not only that value area low, but you also have the confluence of the fib level. But we already know when we come down to that value area low, it has consistently acted as support, right? So you got a bounce here, right? And then anytime we have lost that level, we have gotten support on the spider line down here. But you could just see here, we came down, you got a bounce, right? You come down, you get a bounce. This is a very strong level, being that it is the value area low of the entire range. And then you can also see we have found support on this 786 fib level, as well as I have Mrs. Candles behind the scenes here laying a bag of ice on my camera because I don't know. This room gets really hot. I don't know why. I just just attract these problem guys. I don't know why. I'm just kidding. I only attract wins. And that win is that I'll never be cold in this room, right? So sometimes you got to look at the positive end. But anyway, you can see we have stuck at this 786 before, so it is a decent level. As fib levels usually are, but that is the level, right? So I am this is basically what I would be looking for, right? If I was going to trade this, if we could get price to move down here, we are currently bearishly retesting this golden pocket, but maybe, just maybe, we could get a move down here, right, into this golden box, and then we can put in, I would be looking for bullish divergences here on the 15-minute, on the 10-minute, on the 12, looking at those lower time frames, looking for that money flow coming up, looking for the bull divs at our key support, and then if I were to enter a long position here, let me just give you guys an idea of kind of where I would be targeting as far as, take profits and stuff like that. If we grab a long position, let's say, you're never going to get in directly on the perfect, your perfect entry. But let's just say you get in somewhere between the 786 and this value area low, and you wanted to go ahead and put a long position in. You can put your stop loss, depending on your risk tolerance, you can put your stop loss below the value area low, which is this white line at 18,825. And then my next major target for profit or to potentially take some profit off the table, you could potentially, wouldn't be that big of a move here. This is probably not worth, this probably wouldn't be, this would, I mean, if you got right in on that, probably wouldn't be worth your time. I would go ahead and target this next higher peak in volume at about 18,980, and that would be about a 0.6% move. This obviously depends on how much leverage you're using. If you were in a super high leveraged position, you could, depending on how much you're making, my real profit target would be to come back up and essentially test this local golden pocket, right? It's probably going to be the first place where you're going to get some serious resistance. Now, you might hit a bump in the road here at about 18,980, right? Might hit a little bump at, what is going on? Might hit a little bump in the road, at 19. Sorry, guys, my chart just freaked out. There we go, got the levels back. Might hit a little bump in the road at about 18,980, and then potentially some more turbulence at about 19,080, but it essentially would be targeting the upper end or the lower end of this local golden pocket. Could give you a nice 1.5% move with a little bit of leverage. You could squeeze a decent bit of profit out there out of that thing, but that's what I'm looking for, guys. I would be looking to come down. That's the next key level I'm watching, is to potentially come down to that value area low. Now, that doesn't mean that if we come down to this value area low, you're just blindly aping into longs, right? You want to get those confirmations. So, it would be great to get that 2-hour bull div to confirm. That would be nice, but you're really coming down to these lower time frames and looking for the bull divs and the money flow coming up with the higher term time frames, with the higher term time frame bull divs, the 2-hour bull div, and then also just the green dots on those middle time frames can help out too, right? If you're getting a 1-hour green dot, right? 2-hour green dot with the bull div, right? And then you get the 3-hour and the 4-hour green dot should be right behind that 2-hour. So you want to do your other TA, right? You want to, just want to ape into a long because you're at a key level, but you want to see those confirmations. But that's going to be the next level I'm looking at to potentially look for some scalp longs. Because again, if we just zoom out here, guys, if we just zoom out here, turn off all our TA, and we go ahead and we get rid of that VPVR, and we just zoom out. Let's go to the 2-hour. We zoom out. We just want to remember, this is essentially what is going on. We are essentially just in a massive channel, right? So every time we come to the lows of the channel, we want a long, right? You don't want to short support and long resistance. You want to short the highs, right? Now, obviously, we have come out. If we use volume profiles, there is fair values, and typically, we were in, the range was more down here, right? We got rejected here, bounce here, rejection here, bounce here, rejection here, bounce here. Then we came out and we started trading, up here at this higher range, right? Come up to this little bit of a higher range, and you're shorting the highs, and then you broke down a little bit here, but you're shorting the highs, you're longing the lows. You're shorting the highs, and then obviously here you would see a little bit you wouldn't get many bullish confirmations, but when you're at the bottom of the channel here, you wouldn't just be looking to short blindly. So what my point is that you just want to remember that if we come down to this, the big reason I'm looking for longs, if we come down to that level, is because that level's essentially right here, and it's the bottom of our massive channel, right? Whether we bounce around here or we go from here straight back up here and we start bouncing around like this, we are at the lows. We are at the most recent lows of the range, or the macro range, right, that we've been in since. I mean, we've been in this range essentially for, it feels like 15 years, but it's been over 100 days. So, it is likely that we will at least find some form of support at these lows. Now, are we going to get, just a little bit of a limp bounce and then break them and come and make lower lows? Potentially. But I just wanted to break down, like, the reason I am watching those key levels is because they sit, not only is it the value area low of our macro range, but it's just on a more simple term, we're at the bottom of this range. So that's where you want to start looking for longs. Just zoom out, keep things simple. You don't want to short at support and long at resistance. You want to short resistance and long support. So I hope that made sense to you guys. I just wanted to break that down just a little bit here. So that is the level I am really watching to potentially start looking for some longs. And don't forget, I will be keeping you guys updated in the free Discord. So don't forget to get in there. It's 100% free. And I just want to, I'm just saying, that free Discord will always be there. But we might actually have an extra saucy, something. We don't have some extra sauce that we found in the freezer that was a special recipe that we forgot we had. And we might just be opening up that sauce to serve it to an elite group of people that would be willing, to pay for what it's worth. I'm just kidding. But yeah, guys, some really exciting stuff. More than one thing, guys. We have so many exciting things coming down the pipelines, things that we have not done yet, things that are super, super exciting. So stay tuned. But with that being said, guys, though that is the level I'm looking at, basically this value area low. Between this value area low and the 786 is where I'm looking for new potential scalp long trades. I am going to continue to hold my short, which is still continues to be up about almost 20%. But some more levels to keep an eye on, right? So if you're looking for longs, I would be waiting for us to come down to this level. No guarantees we get there, but if we come down to those levels and you get bullish confirmations, in my opinion, those are the trades I'm taking. That's the higher probability trade. Could we bounce from here? Sure, not impossible, but if we work our way down to this level and we get bullish confirmations, I'd be much more confident taking that trade. And again, targeting near that local golden pocket would be where I would look. But remember, I don't know, it depends on how much leverage you're using and all that. You want to make sure you pay yourself, in your trade so you don't have to wait for your trade to go from in the green to the red and then you're, losing money. So that is the major level. That's the major range that I am watching, right? And then if potentially we could hop back on top of this golden pocket and we do for some reason get that 2-hour bull div to confirm early and we don't come down to this level, some levels of resistance that you can keep an eye on to the upside is going to be, we do have this fib level down here or up here at about 19. I mean, I would call it 19,500, guys. That's a pretty important level. And then right above that, we do have that 19,573 level, which is a spider line, very respected, as you can see. Respect, 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 right? And then we even had some interaction over here. So, and then over here as well. So another very key level. I will try to share this in the Discord tonight, guys. Take my money. Shout out to Crash. Is that one of those things you pay for and you mail us pictures of your calves and calf updates on how they're doing? Crash, you never know. I might just have to sign up for only calves. But with that being said, guys, also, guys, don't forget to smash the like button. I forgot to say that in the beginning of the stream. Smash that like button because every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure. We just sent out a bunch of stuff. We sent out a hat. We sent out a bunch of NFTs. But smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel. 2 chances for a giveaway on each spin. And if we get 550 likes, I will give you guys 10 spins on that wheel, doubling your initial spins and doubling the giveaway because we like to do that. My name is Frankie Candles, and I give away all my stuff. If you pay me, it's not really going to go to me. I'm just going to give it all away. So it's one of my favorite things to do. So shout out to everybody here. Smash that like button. But those are some key levels I'm watching to the upside and to the downside. Shout out to ZK. He says XRP question mark. We could take a look at XRP in just a second. We're about to get into the altcoins, so don't you worry. But before we do that, I do just want to check in on a couple of other things as Bitcoin continues to bleed here. the SPY, guys, I was talking about this on ATB just a few minutes ago with Sin City, I believe. He was saying, or was it Sin City? One of the guests was saying that we do have bullish divergences. We were talking about, is the CPI data going to be that catalyst to give us that next big move to the upside or the downside? And we were trying to get it out of the panel, what they were thinking. Is it going to be up? Is it going to be down? And one of the guests said they are kind of looking at the weekly bullish divergence on Bitcoin as a slight advantage to the upside, right? With that weekly bull div, those higher daily time frames not looking too bad. And not only is it on Bitcoin, but it's also here on the SPY or the S&P 500. You also have that weekly bullish divergence. Right here, you have a low, your lower low, and then you have your low and your higher low. So once this thing starts to print a green dot here, you would be confirming a bullish divergence, which could give us a good move to the upside. So very interesting. We've been talking about this bull div on the S&P for a while now. Still is not printing, but looking to print here pretty soon. But let's go ahead and move on here. I do want to continue to kind of break this stuff down because not the most bullish stuff going on in the lower time frames, because granted we are getting the weekly bull div. This money flow is gross. This money flow crossover into the red, it is pretty strong. So granted, we do have a bull div on the weekly. That money flow is very ugly. So that could potentially take away from the bullishness of that setup. But coming on down to the daily, something I want to point out here is daily red dot, guys. I don't really know how this whole CPI data is going to affect the markets. No one really does. The only thing we can do is kind of hedge ourselves or prepare for price to move in either direction and benefit either way, right? And you guys know we're going to do that on this channel, so we'll be ready no matter what. But you can see that we came down. Let me come to a lower time frame. Let's look at the 4 hour. We came down, guys, and we got a bounce, a strong bounce. We thought we were losing our key level here, but we got a strong bounce to the upside. Tried to flip this to support. Things were actually looking pretty optimistic, and then boom, we absolutely dumped to the downside and came right back and ate up all the gains that we got from this bounce. We came up and then ate it all up back here, unfortunately, and we've been seeing Bitcoin do that a lot as well recently as well. So potentially, if we do come lower, we are starting to set up to potentially put some bull divs in on the 4 hour time frame. If we can get this momentum wave down to confirm a green dot, you will have your higher highs. You will have your higher lows and your lower lows on price, giving you that bull div. So that's something to keep an eye on. However, this is not good, guys. I mean, we got that bounce, and now we're just coming right back to where we were. I would have liked to see us hold this level. So, things are not looking that great, especially with the red dot printing on the daily. But again, if we do get another move down, I would be careful. It will feel apocalyptic, but you want to make sure that you're not forming bull divs on these higher time frames, because this daily, if we get something like that where your momentum wave comes down, could put in bull divs on the daily as well. So these are things to watch like a hawk, guys, because this is how you could find potential moves in the market. And just, even if you're jumping into these little scalp longs, maybe that weekly money flow is telling us a bigger story, showing that there's going to be a big, that could wind up making that bull div on the weekly not play out as much, and we might see some movement to the downside, but I would watch for these bull divs on the daily as well as the 4 hour, and just watch in general, right? Because it's going to feel apocalyptic, but it's at that time where you are able to make that lower low to form these bull divs, right? So you don't want to be, oh my God, price is crashing. Let me jump onto a short and try to ride the candle down. What you want to do is, oh my God, price is dumping. Where's the next floor that it's going to hit? Because we know it's going to at least bounce a little bit, right? So just another thing, money flow starting to come back up on the 4 hour here. Let's see what the 2 hours doing. 2 hour potential bull div as well, similar to Bitcoin. So looking very similar, but I mean, we got that pump. We ate it all up. It's not the best look. Weekly bull div is definitely positive. Could make for a decent bounce to the upside, but that money flow is gross. So I would look for this weekly bull div to confirm. Right now, guys, it's a coin toss right now, right? This news is gonna give us a big volatile move, just like you guys saw us looking at the BVOL, or that Bitcoin volatility index, or Bitcoin historical volatility index, indicating a big move, right? A big move is incoming. The question is it going to be to the upside or the downside? And again, on Bitcoin, on a technical level, we would have to lean to the upside because of the weekly bull div and because of these higher daily time frames technically pointing to the upside. But that does not mean you can't break down. But on Bitcoin, I would lean a little more towards the upside, just from the technical indicators and the technical setups that we're seeing on the higher time frames. And then on the SPY, kind of a similar story with the weekly bull div. However, that money flow is gross, right? This money flow has just crossed into the red, whereas on Bitcoin, we've been in the red a little bit and could easily see it round off. So I hope you guys learned something there. Just kind of wanted to point some of that stuff out. Take a look at the SPY. Before we jump into XRP and the rest of the altcoins, I do want to bring up the DXY, which again, kind of adding to the technical reasons why we could see a potential move to the upside. Bull div on the weekly for Bitcoin. Bull div potentially, that is confirmed, guys. That weekly bull div is confirmed. The weekly bull div on the S&P, not printing yet. So that's, again, another reason why I'm leaning a little more on bullish on Bitcoin, is because the bull divs are confirmed, and on the S&P, they're just printing. But on top of all that, guys, we also have bearish divergences. Shout out to, I don't know if it was Sin City, I forget who said it on ATB, but they also pointed out to the fact that we're getting bearish divergences on the DXY, which obviously would have a positive effect on Bitcoin. So I just want to talk about the DXY for a little bit here because I just want to look at some levels, right? I didn't draw our channel back, but I do just want to kind of give you guys a little bit of an idea. If we do get a move to the upside for the DXY, I do just want to point out some levels that we can watch, right? So if we were going to get a move to the upside for the DXY, where can we see this thing going? Now, obviously, we did get this big dump down. However, when you zoom out a little bit, this thing is basically just going straight up, and nothing goes up in a straight line. So you need these pullbacks before continuations to the upside. So if we continue to the upside, where can we expect to go? I'm going to go ahead and pull a fib right here. Everybody watch out. I'm pulling out my fib. But you can see here, we talked about this on last week's stream. We were coming up to this local golden pocket, which could have potentially given us a little bit of a rejection. But as you can see now, we are actually starting to hop on top of this and potentially find some support. 2-hour money flow in the green. Your 4-hour money flow is just crossing over into the green. Now, granted, we were just in the green a lot here and then came into the red, and now we're back in the green. So kind of just flip-flopping around there. But with that being... with that being said, I see you, Drew. I will come to the chat in a second. It seems like everybody's going nuts. But yeah, let me go ahead and let me just finish this thought, and I will come right to chat. We were expecting a potential bounce, a rejection off of this local golden pocket, but it is now looking like we have hopped above it, starting to find some support. Let's zoom in here. Yeah, kind of just starting to play in this golden pocket. But if we do get another move to the upside, some levels I would be watching is the 786 level at about 113.77. And if we break that, we could potentially come back up and revisit these highs at around 114. And maybe we could even break out into 115. But again, it's going to be very dependent on the macro, right? If the CPI data comes out super, super bad, right? And Bitcoin takes a big dump and stock take a big dump, maybe the DXY rips back up to 115. But those next levels of interest that I would be watching would be about 113.77 is the next immediate level. It is a 786 fib. So definitely one of those levels that I would be watching. And unfortunately, it does look like this local golden pocket is not going to be as much resistance as we would have hoped. So now we are essentially expecting the same thing, but at that 786. So there's the DXY, guys. Again, just wanted to give you some higher targets. Potentially, maybe we get a rip up to that 116.75. But we're not there yet. Let's cross that road when we get there. But again, your daily money flow is still coming out on the DXY. This could easily come back up. So, you know, I wouldn't be so decisive on this, saying, hey, this looks good, but it is technically coming out. And now working our way down here, your 12-hour, kind of nothing really to take away from here. But, you know, your 4-hour, we'll have to see which way this 4-hour chooses to go with the money flow. But 2-hour money flow back in the green here, so we could be on our way back up. But again, guys, going to be very, very, very dependent on what happens with the CPI data. And there's really, we could take all these puzzle pieces. That's why I'm giving you these puzzle pieces of, not only what Bitcoin is doing, but also the SPY and also the DXY, because these are all things that come into account when trying to pick the highest probability trade. So again, you can't predict. No one knows what that CPI data is going to be. You can guess, but that's why we take all of these factors into account, not just the crypto charts. But real quick, let me go ahead and say what's up to chat, because I don't know. Oh, God, you guys are talking about the calf picks. Take my money. Moki, no, because it's saucy. Let's see. Yum. Does he pour his sauce all over his calves in his only calves? Oh boy, what did I start, guys? I started something very Chris. Let me get some of these super chats out of the way, guys, because I did miss a couple. I apologize if I missed anybody's. But D from the BK says, "Can you show how to do a fib on BTC again, please?" Yeah, sure, absolutely. I'll do that in a second here. D, no problem. And then shout out to ZK. We will show XRP right now. Chris Nagy, what is going on? Says Bali Bing Bong. Good morning. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for tuning in all the way from Bali, Indonesia. I appreciate you. One of my the top targets or top destinations that I want to visit. I've always wanted to go to Bali. It's a beautiful place from what I see. Super cool. I would love to go see that. But let's see. Shout out to Captain Kirk for the $2 super chat. I do appreciate it. And she says, $2 make you holla. Let's go. Shout out to Captain Kirk. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that super chat. You guys are crazy with these super chats for real. Crypto Billy says, chat 69 XRP heart hot. At Tony D. Oh, God, you guys are at it. Hat Crypto Billy, how much? You guys are crazy. What are you guys are just battling in the chat. Absolutely insane. But, guys, let's go ahead. Frank, if you only knew, chat is worth rereading. Definitely not TLDR. Frankie, do you recommend I keep opening longs close to my liquidation price to save my trade? Also, do you recommend lowering leverage to save an open trade? Shout out to Hassox. I appreciate the chat. Okay, so I'm just going to break down kind of how I suggest you handle your trades. You enter your trades based off your TA. You set your stop loss, you set your take profit, and you let the trade ride. I'm not completely against, just continuing to save your trade as it goes the opposite way. I'm not totally against it, but it's a really easy way to wreck yourself. So my general thought, especially for people learning, is do your TA, trust your TA, set your take profit, set your stop loss, and let the trade ride. If you get stopped out, that's okay. You have a controlled loss, and you will make it back on the next trade or the one after that or the one after that. You want to set the take profit, set the stop loss, and let it ride. I don't recommend, especially if you're learning, to chase your trades like that at all. Hopefully that helps you out. Shout out to Enzo Mining, and shout out to Quentin Fox for the super chat. You're the man. I appreciate you. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and I want to show how to pull your fib real quick for I forget who asked. I think it was D from the Bronx. So for my fib, right, I don't always show my fib, but so if I were to pull, you want to pull it from a high to a low or from a low to a high. And if you want, I'm not going to go super into this, brother, but if someone can link my Fibonacci video, one of the mods, that would be awesome. I have a bunch of fib videos. I think I have more than one, completely explaining exactly where to pull your fib from, when to pull it from the top down, when to pull it from the bottom up, and what the difference is. But typically what I do, I know not everybody does this, but for me, I typically drag it from wick to wick. So if I wanted to pull it from this high, I would go maybe from this high to this low, I would go from wick to wick. And then by some miracle, you can see that the levels are respected, right? You have the golden pocket here, respect, 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 breakout, but didn't actually break out. It was a little bit of a fake out. So respect, respect. And then finally, we break out, come up here, and then you respect here as support. You respect here as support, 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 support. You lose it. You come down to this level, support, come down to this level, support, right? So that's kind of how it works. So hopefully that helps you out. I don't want to go too in depth. We do have the video. Hopefully someone can link it, and then you can watch that and get all the Fibonacci juice. We even talk about where it comes from a little bit. So super entertaining. So yeah, definitely go check that out, and you will learn all about my fib. So let's go ahead and check on some of these altcoins, guys. Starting off with Ethereum, and actually, no, we'll start with XRP, and then we'll go to ETH because someone super chatted XRP, so let's go ahead and take a look. Now, guys, pretty interesting price action on XRP recently. As you guys know, We have been watching some very specific targets, one of those targets being that 50-cent level right here, which we obviously wicked up to perfectly. And then we were saying if we could break that 50-cent level, might be able to teleport to about 55 cents. We got that teleportation. We were just like, wee, and then just teleport right to 55 cents, and then essentially teleported right back down to support. But we knew this was going to happen due to volume gaps, guys. If you don't know about the volume gaps, definitely check out my volume profile videos. But typically when you have holes in your volume, you get those quick moves to the upside or the downside, depending on what you're looking at. But from this 50-cent level to this 55-cent level, you can see we did have that volume gap right there, making price fall, pump up very, very quickly because there's nothing holding you up or nothing holding you back, right? So that's what happens when you get those gaps in volume, as you can see one right here as well. I like to talk about this on almost every live stream because I think this is something that's very, very helpful for people. It's the worst circle ever, but you can see when you enter, you get rejected right at this level, right? And that is correlated with this spike in volume. You get rejected, and then finally when you break out, you get that quick move through that low volume gap. So I just want to touch on that really quickly for anyone who's not seen that yet or doesn't know about the volume gaps. But we've been looking at these prices very, very keenly. We came back down, came right back up to that 50-cent level, came back down, crept up really close to that 55-cent level again, and price is kind of just hanging out here, right? So let's go down to our daily and see if we can get anything here. Now, here it is, guys. I was looking at this over the weekend. Potential bearish divergence here on the daily time frame. Now, this could be, look at this. Boom, you have your lower high in your momentum wave with the VWAP about to print that red dot. And then you also have your higher highs on your price action, giving you that bearish divergence. Could be a nice little potential trade here, but that red dot is not printing or confirmed, so a little too early to tell. But if we print that red dot on the daily, not only will we have confirmation, not only will we be expecting price to come down potentially off that bear div, but we can also do a couple things to confirm this. You have the bear div, you have the red dot on the daily. Those are two bearish puzzle pieces. And also, if you come down to some of the lower time frames here, we can look at the 4-hour money flows coming out on the 4-hour. Also have the bear div here on the 4-hour as well. I believe, is that a legitimate bear div? Potentially. And you can see this one is already starting to play out. So you could have shorted off this 4-hour bear div. But as we continue down here, money flow on your 90-minute is coming to the downside. Money flow on your 30-minute is crossed over into the red. And then you would want to come down to this 15-minute, look for other bearish confirmations. But again, 4-hour bear div, daily bearish divergence forming, right? Money flow coming out on your 4-hour. Some bearish things starting to add up here for a potential move to the downside for XRP. Now, let's just go ahead and take a look at the weekly real quick. Yeah, VWAP above the zero line, looking to work its way down here on the weekly as well. Your 2-day is printing a red dot. So there are some reasons for price to come down here on XRP. Now, if we see this, right? Now, I was talking to somebody in the office about this. They were saying, what happens if there's a bullish setup on the chart, but bearish news comes out? I said, well, then the charts are out the window, right? Because you could have a bullish setup on the chart and then some catastrophic event happens, like a black swan or something. Your bullish divergence on the weekly is not going to do anything if, God forbid, something happens with, all these countries. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get banned on YouTube. But, if all this stuff in the macro, all these world events go bad, it's not going to, Bitcoin's not going to care about the weekly bullish divergence. It's going to care about the panic happening in the world, right? So, just understand that even though things are looking like things could come down for XRP, we do have a week jam-packed of news that could affect the market. So, you could see this, all day long could be, beautiful bearish divergences, but if something good news comes out, could potentially invalidate. But again, it is looking on a technical level like XRP could have some room to come down here. And I just want to point out another divergence here. If you look right here on your momentum waves, you do have a slight, if you zoom in here, you can see it a little bit better. You do have your lower highs on your momentum waves here. This is just a good example of a bear div playing out beautifully. Lower highs on your momentum wave with your higher highs on your price action. Boom, massive difference here, sharp difference. And then you get this you have that open alligator mouth, which is that bearish divergence. pukes red candles. We know that's typically the case, and you did come down for a nice move of about 8%. So beautiful move there. You are coming down to a key level here. So, not impossible to get a short-term bounce to the upside, but again, bearish divergence on the daily, bearish divergence already playing out on the 4-hour. It looks like we could, and you have the 2-day red dot as well, could potentially bring us down a little bit on XRP. Now, some levels I would watch if we continue lower would be this level down here at about 47 cents. Could get a move right down to that level. You can see we do have a little bit of a volume gap here. Little bit, right? So if we do break this, we could get a quick move down towards this level of about 47 cents or 47.5 cents. And then if we lose that level, next level I would be looking at is going to be the top of this purple box at about 46 cents even. And then, after that, probably looking closer to about, between 43 and 42 cents. All right, let's go ahead and check on these super chats. You guys are going nuts today. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any up here. Quentin Fox, thank you for the super chat. I think I said answer that one. Quentin Fox says, could you maybe take a quick look at Elron today? Absolutely. I will take a look at that. We're going to check ETH right now, and then we'll jump right into Elron. And if you guys want to see any of your altcoins, go ahead and throw them in chat, and we will start to look at them because we're not running out of time, but we are short on time today because of ATB. But, yeah, no problem. We can take a look at Elron for sure. Drew says, my favorite live stream, Frankie Boy Crypto, for real. Shout out to Drew Z88. I appreciate you, man. That means a lot to me, bro. Thank you for the support. I appreciate all the CandleMafia. You guys are literally the coolest people ever. I cannot wait to meet you guys. I'm gonna, number one, I'm not gonna have a voice if I ever meet you guys because I am not leaving the building until I've talked to everybody, and then I'm probably going to want to go do like an after party and hang out with you guys some more. So can't wait to meet you guys. The coolest, not just the coolest YouTube community, but just such genuine cool people. Angry Sack Magic, I see you. We'll take a look at Quant as well. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Gypsy Yuha 2-0. I don't know how to say that. But it says, if you could take a human soul and place it into a piece of fruit, what type of fruit would it be? DZ is a wizard who knows how to do this. If I was a wizard and I could take a human soul and place it into fruit, I would definitely put it in to a dragon fruit because I feel like dragons and souls go together for some reason. I don't know. Shout out to Gypsy U. I appreciate you. Shout out to Marcelo Cantu, says you never responded about your check. To your check with the email I sent. I could get it done in less than a week, guaranteed. Marcelo, Tony D, if you hear this, let's check on that. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. We'll check it. We'll check it for you, man. I appreciate you for being here, man. And okay, that's what I thought you meant. Check like a money check. He's talking about a YouTube check. Yes. Yeah. Crazy stuff going on at the office right now. Just with Ben being gone, things are kind of hectic. So this week is going to be absolutely crazy, but I have not forgotten. We will take a look at that because that would be pretty cool. Burning Man Mafia Meetup 2023. Hey, maybe. Would love to meet you if the government ever lets me leave the country. Shout out to Curtis Neal, man. I would love to meet you, bro. Hey. I mean, listen, guys, if anybody's in Atlanta, I mean, I'm happy to meet up with a couple of people. If anybody is in the state of Georgia, you just let me know. Let me know. Maybe we'll take a poll one day and see who's within traveling distance of Atlanta, Georgia, and that would be cool. I would love if it was like 3 people. I'll meet up with you guys and hang out. That'd be cool. But Frankie, you think? Let's see. World Mobile Token. Do you think Robbie cheated? Matty B, what do you mean, Matty B? Is that the Matty B? Piano Matty B? Scarface, Scar Crypto Face, what is going on? Says in Las Vegas so we can gamble our yearly gain in crypto. Hey, let's go. Maybe we'll do a Sin City meetup. We'll have to get Sin City Crypto out there. Actually, guys, by the way, gonna be on Coffee and Crypto or Crypto and Coffee. I feel like I always mess that up, but gonna be on it tomorrow morning at about 10:30, I think. So don't forget to go ahead and check me out there. Show me some love in the chat. Let the people you like to see me on the show. Super pumped. I love going on Coffee and Crypto. Super good group of people over there. TA Tim's the man. They're all awesome over there. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue to look at some of these altcoins, guys. So there is XRP. Let's jump into Ethereum. And then again, if you want to see your altcoins, go ahead and throw them in the chat. So looking at Ethereum, or as your grandmother might say, Erythrium, let's go ahead and take a look. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Thank you again for the super chat. Yes, I know. They told me Crypto Billy coming to the studio. Dude, I am super pumped. I can't wait to give you a giant hug, bro. You're awesome, man. You help out so much with the channel. Super happy to have you visit. So yeah, we'll hang out. And I heard you were packing some merch gifts. Dude, I can't explain how much I appreciate you, man. So thank you, and definitely looking forward to hanging out with you there and showing you around the studio, bro. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Erythrium. I'm just kidding. I shouldn't say that on stream because then people are going to think I actually think it's Erythrium. But let's go ahead and just take a look at Market Cipher real quick. We'll keep the volume up there just to get a little bit of more context here. But also, yeah, okay, so weekly, no bull div on the weekly here, guys. This is not the weekly, but if we come over to the weekly, there is no bullish divergence, so Bitcoin is looking a little more bullish in that manner, but we are looking to print a green dot here on Ethereum, which is funny because Ethereum was the market leader for so long here, and now we're seeing Bitcoin leading with these signals. Now, Bitcoin printing and confirming that green dot before it's even printing on Ethereum. No bull div, but VWAP is coming up, looking to print that green dot. Momentum is still pointing to the upside. Money flow is a little bit but continuing on here, no green dots just yet. Looking at the 4-day, the 3-day. You got your green dot on the 3-day. Similar to Bitcoin, you're getting that VWAP flop right back to the downside. So, money flow kind of coming up there. But looking at your daily, confirmed red dot on your daily. But again, guys, I would be looking for potential bullish divergences to form here on the daily, right? Because you guys know we have these really important levels over here at about 1249, right? Actually, I think the level is there. So I gotta clear this up and make a new chart. But you can see we do have this level here at about between 1249 and 1222. But the interesting thing here is we could, if we close candles, if we come down to these levels, right, and we close candles and we have the bodies closing down here, we could potentially put in some bullish divergences on the daily. Maybe your momentum wave comes down like this, prints that green dot, gives you the bull div on the daily. So I would be looking at this level. This purple box between about 1249 and 1223 is the level that I would be keeping an eye on to, if we get a dump down, to potentially look for some scalp trades to the upside. Now, I'm not saying if we hit there, it's going to bounce to the moon. I just mean that if we come down there on the daily and we get a lot of pain and we come down to this level and we start forming bullish divergences on the daily, and then maybe they start to, it doesn't look like they would bleed into the 4-hour, but if we get them on the daily, you could come down to those lower time frames, look for those bullish confirmations, and potentially catch some scalp trades to the upside, because you want to remember on the daily, looking at that level at about 1233, or even right here about 1222. It is not just a, not only do we have a high volume node right there, as you can see right here, but if I go ahead and get rid of the TA real quick, you can see that it's just some technical support. We got 2 serious rejections at that level. So, when we come down, obviously you can see we got rejected here. If we come down to that level, it would be likely that we get a bounce to the upside. Shout out to Tony D, says, let's get 100 likes. I'll give away XRP in the Discord. Tony D just adding on to the giveaways. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate it. But yeah, 550 likes, and we'll spin that wheel 10 dang times, and we'll be giving away much more than a little bit of XRP. But shout out to Tony. Thank you for that, man. Drew Z88 says, thank you for the $5. He didn't say thank you for the $5 super chat, but he gave a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, bro. I appreciate it. Says, I'm getting a fixed range volume profile tattoo on my calf. Not a bad idea. I might get a bullish divergence on my calf, and then we could take a picture at the meetup. Shout out to you, Drew. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for the support. Drew with the Uzi. You guys are crazy. All right, let's go ahead and continue down here. Shane Kerr, what is going on, man? Oh, yeah, sorry about that, guys. Shout out to who said it. Shane, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Who's gonna keep me in line if it's not Shane? Let's see. Let's move it over to the right. Bada boom, bada bing. Here we go. All right. Let me just check. Mrs. Candles just entered the room. I want to make sure there's no emergency. Oh, what? Hold up, guys, hold up. Shout out to Mrs. Candles for yo. I am invisible tonight, Lane. I don't know what's going on, man. I feel like this is like the second time in the past 2 weeks that it's happened. But you've been in the stream and I haven't been able to see your chat. But I will say this, Lane. You've got Mrs. Candles looking out for you and coming into the studio and letting me know that I missed you. Lane Hughes, shout out to you, bro. Absolute OG. I appreciate you for being here, man. Sorry, I did not see your chats. I don't know why they kept. It's because of all the super chats. There's so many super chats that my eyes are just automatically drawn to them. And dang, those chat 69 XYZ girls are really trying to get us tonight. Shout out to Lane Hughes, though. Thank you for being here, man. And of course, as always, we could check out PYR. But yeah, let me just finish up on Ethereum and then we'll take a look at Vulcan for you. Shout out to Lane Hughes. Give Lane Hughes some love in the chat. Was not ignoring you, bro. I promise. I just I don't know. PYR, man, pumped massive but dumped hard today. Ooh, interesting. It's cool, man. Much love. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Absolutely, she's got your back, bro. But continuing on here, money flow crossover into the red on the daily. Another more of a bearish outlook there. Looking at your 4-hour, looking very similar to Bitcoin. 4-hour bull div is invalidated. Unfortunately, looking for that 2-hour bull div similar to Bitcoin is still intact here. So we could potentially still put a 2-hour bull div in. And we do have a somewhat of a decently a decent little bit of volume here. So potentially if we get that to print, VWAP coming straight down. But, you know, looking for that 2-hour bull div to print here. Looking at the lower time frames, money flow curving to the upside on the 15-minute. 12-minute generally coming out, 10-minute generally coming out. Nothing really screaming that we're going to get a big move up. I would look for this 2-hour bull div to pop, to actually print and confirm to potentially get a move to the upside. But overall, with that daily money flow crossover into the red, as well as your 4-hour getting rejected, I think we're probably going to be a little bit bearish sideways until we get, you know, potentially some news. But bearish sideways is where I would lean on Ethereum at this point. And then I gave you guys the key levels that I would be looking for a potential bounce. All right, let's go ahead and yeah, Vincent, I see you, brother. I don't want to get too deep into it on the channel, but I see you, man. These are things we all need to take into account when looking at the charts and trying to predict what the next move for Bitcoin is going to be. Shout out to Mrs. Candles, absolutely. But let's go ahead. Oh, my God, you guys are wild. Don't forget to like and share, everybody. Yes, smash that like button if you want to see PYR. And then, yeah, do we have a list? Oh, we do have a list. Do we have a list going for the altcoins? Wow, those webcam girls are really out here today. Yeah, and then I'm sure we have a list somewhere. But we'll just continue on here and go ahead and 370 likes, guys. Go ahead and smash that like button and put your finger on that like button. I'll wait. And then on the count of three, on go, we're going to hit that like button and see if we can break this thing and get to at least 450 likes before we continue the TA. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Smash that like button. Let's see if we get this thing to hop up 50 likes at a time. We're on to you, YouTube. We know your like thing is tied to a 50 like bump because we've broken this thing on multiple occasions. 550 likes, 10 spins on that wheel. Which would equate in millions of NFT giveaways. But no, we're actually going to do a special giveaway this week, guys. We're going to be giving away we're going to step away from the NFTs for a little bit and try to give away some more exciting stuff. Maybe crypto. Let me know in the chat if you guys would rather get crypto as your giveaway or NFTs for your giveaway. Let me know what you guys want because I think this week we're going to switch it up just a little bit. Because I feel we get given NFTs a lot. We've been sprinkling in merch here and there, but I think people would like to get crypto as well. So let me know in the chat. But with that being said, put your altcoins in there. If we have a list, could someone spam it again? I missed it. D from the Bronx said, when I take my 100K, I'm going to get candles inked on my calf. Let's go. Shout out to D. Let's go ahead and do it together. But let's go ahead and check out PYR for our boy Lane Hughes. Taking a look here at Vulcan Forge on the daily confirmed red dot. I mean, you confirmed this yesterday as you did get a decent move to the downside. We know that those red dots can actually give us decent moves to the downside. we have gotten a bit of a tumble here, down about 21% off the recent highs. But if we take a look here, guys, let me just zoom in a little bit. I'm actually going to remove our TA, and I'm actually going to hide the VPVR, and I'm going to pull a fixed range volume profile on this because, if let's just pull it from this low all the way to the current price action. I just want to show you guys why the VPVR is so powerful. Now, granted, we did not come up to that value area high up here, but you could just see the kind of range that we're in, right? The highs, you come down to that POC. Then you get a bounce towards the value area high. You get rejected, and then you come down back towards that POC. You get a bounce towards the value area high, and then finally you break the POC, in which case you would expect a visit to the value area low. You get a bounce, come back to the value area low before coming right up to that POC. And I mean, if you come to a lower time frame, you probably caught support on the POC, came up to the value area high before coming back down to the POC, slipping a little bit back to the value area high. And just the reason I bring this up is because you short the highs, right? This is a D-shaped volume profile. Typically with these, you do want to just short the highs and long the lows, right? So you can see how that plays to your favor if you are longing the highs and shorting the lows. You can see that playing out perfectly right here on the fixed range volume profile. And this is kind of, we'll do our TA, but I'm going to base it off this fixed range volume profile because we are starting to lose that POC. We've wicked below it. I'm sure we're below it on the lower time frames. But money flow crossover back into the red on the daily, not a great look. Your 4-hour money flow is coming out pretty aggressively. Let me spawn this volume profile. And we have been closing 4-hour candles below that POC. So I would consider that decisively broken, in which case we would technically be looking to revisit our lows of the range coming in at this value area low, that blue line coming in at about $2.95. So that is kind of what I would be expecting. Now, you want to remember, again, price action is very messy. So likely we are not just going to come straight down to that POC. Likely you'll kind of bounce around, get rejected. Maybe you bing bong around a little bit. But eventually it would be likely to come down to that value area low right here, coming in at about, 29.46, 29.45, right? In which case you could start looking for longs, looking for those bullish confirmations on the lower time frames to try to find some long positions. But money flow crossover on the 4-hour into the red is looking a little bit more bearish. Almost perfect conditions. You could see here, last time we were stuck near this POC, money flow was in the green on the 4-hour. You crossed into the red, and then you started your journey down to the value area low. Could be setting up in a similar position right here. Need to understand how the POC flips and bings and bongs. Shout out to Drew. Check out our volume profile videos on the channel. I do break them down very in depth and let you know kind of how I like to use them. But Lane Hughes, there you go. That's kind of what I would be expecting out of PYR in the near future. Money flow starting to work its way back up here on the lower time frames, but again, with the money flow and the red dot on the daily and the money flow on the 4-hour, I would continue. Maybe you get some short-term bounces, but in simple terms, I would be expecting to kind of, move sideways and potentially work our way back down towards that value area low at about $2.94. All right, so there we go. Let's go ahead and move on to some other. Dave Digital says, I don't know what's going on with the world today. Don't get mad if you call them ducks. Ducks don't get mad if you call them ducks. Birds don't get mad if you call them birds. Chickens don't get mad if you call them chickens. Shout out to Dave Digital. I've actually had a chicken get mad at me for calling it a chicken, but I'm just kidding. But sweet man, thanks man, no problem, Lane. I got you. Money flow on the lower time frames, yeah. 10 minute, just kind of coming out there, starting to round off. But you do have snake eyes there on Market Cipher B, not too bad. Your 12-minute starting to work its way up. Your 15-minute starting to work its way. 20. They look like they're starting to work their way up, but like nothing really that smooth or beautiful. Money flow crossover into the green on the 1. But yeah, nothing really too decisive there. So I hope that helped you out, Lane. I appreciate you. We have not looked at Quant, but that could be the next one we look at. Let me just pull up the rest of this. Actually, no. We'll just pull up Quant right now. Let's go. Shout out to Francis Devine. I appreciate you for being in here, man. And we're going to take a look at Quant for you, bro. Don't worry. Matt B, that's what she said. Oh, God. Your camera box is covering 1/4% of the screen. Couldn't see most of the chart as you were talking. Oh no, for real? Oh, God. Was I? Yeah, we are going to work on making this box smaller, guys. I am working with, we do have like graphic designers and stuff, so I have to ask for it. They have to get it done. They have other stuff on their list, but we are going to work on fixing that, making it just a little bit smaller because it is very, very big, but we will work on that. But I will, yes, Elrond too, Quentin Fox, absolutely. Elrond right after Quant, no problem. And yes, we will be working on making my box a little bit smaller. I know, guys, you don't want to stare at the ugly mug, right? You just want the charts. I get it. No, I'm just kidding. But looking at Quant, let's go ahead and look at our daily. And as you guys know, well, I guess this looks a lot different than everything else, but let's go ahead and take a look. Now, we haven't looked at Quant in quite some time, but hey, the levels are respected beautifully, so can't hate on that. Let's go start off on our daily here. Actually, let's start on the weekly. Looking for, any bull divs, anything like that. Weekly VWAP starting to flop over here. 6-day. I'm just going to run through it here real quick, guys, because we are running out of time. Kind of bing-bonging around here. Money flow crossover on that 2-day is beautiful. 3-day money flow crossover as well. Yeah, actually pretty nice moves off the lows here for Quant, up about, almost 300% on, this is a while here, but, since our lows here at about 41 cents, I mean, we are up almost 300%, so not a bad look here. 3-day money flow crossover. 4-day money flow crossover, 5-day looking for that money flow crossover, but you do have your, you do have bear divs. I mean, this isn't the strongest bearish divergence here. I mean, it's there. It's there. You have your high and your lower high and your momentum waves with the red dot printing, not confirmed, but it is printing, and then you have your highs and your higher highs, right? So you have a decent bit of higher highs on your price with your lower highs on your momentum waves, giving you that bearish divergence. Money flow looking like it could be rounding off here a little bit on the 16-hour, 12-hour. Nothing goes up in a straight line, guys. This thing has been on an absolute tear again, almost 88%, up 88% in the past 33, in the past month, right? So nothing goes up in a straight line. Likely we could potentially cool off here. Working our way down the 8-hour. You could see that rejection. Working our way, looking at the 4-hour, printing that green dot. Is this thing going to pump again? Money flow definitely showing signs of slowing down here. As you can see here, money flow is coming out on the 4-hour, very similar to a lot of these other things. Your 2-hour money flow actually not looking as bad as on the 4-hour. Money flow on the 1-hour coming out, and then looking at your lower time frames. 15-minute back in the green, your 10-minute is in the red. Nothing really to pull from these lower time frames, but I will say watch these bear divs on these higher time frames, guys. On the 16-hour here, that is a pretty strong signal. And then on your daily, you would also be printing a pretty gnarly bear div on your daily here. Once you print that red dot here and confirm it, you would have a pretty gnarly bearish divergence, which would likely pull you back quite a bit. Now, if we pull back, where could we potentially see price go? Let's go ahead, and I want to pull a couple of fibs here. I want to pull one from that low to this high. Likely we could pull back potentially to this 236 fib level coming in at about 133.40. Potentially could pull back there. If we lose that level, we could look down to our next level here, coming in at about 118.50. This between 118 and 116 right here, we could potentially pull back down to these levels as well. So these are the two levels I would really be looking for a potential pullback. Again, that main level being about 133.40. Now, I also do want to pull a fib over here from the beginning of this move to the top. And you can see, actually, if you pull it more accurately to the beginning of that move right here, before we got that big push to the upside, we do have that local golden pocket marked by this gold box. I did think that was a local golden pocket. This is another level you could watch for a potential pullback at about 126.59. So there you go on Quant. I hope that helped some of you guys out. More BTC TA. Let's see. Great job. Shout out to John Hayes. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. How long have we been going here for? What time is it? 7:26, guys. We are running out of time. Again, we started a little bit late because of that ATB. So with that being said, guys, we are running out of time just a little bit here. So I do want to go ahead and pull up our wheel of pain and pleasure. And let's see what likes. Oh, God, 447 likes. Didn't even come close to 550. The likes are rough in the bear market, guys. But let's go ahead and spin this. Siri trying to talk to me here. Let's go ahead and spin this wheel of pain and pleasure because I do have to go do this BitBoy crypto video real quick. So let's go ahead and spin it. We didn't make it. No, 100 more likes, people. Smash up that like button. This is your last chance to click the like button for free. It's now going to cost $1,500 to click that like button in our next future streams. So make sure you smash it right now while it's still free. And I bet you guys can't smash that like button to 550 by the time I'm done spinning this wheel. Yes, that was a challenge. But let's go ahead and spin this dang thing. You guys got 4 spins. And that is unless we get another 100 likes in the next 35 seconds. Frank, can you cut the can you cut the cheese, please? Let's see. Let's see. Enzo Mining saying likes. Impossible, mate, to reach 550 when there's only 495 viewing. Yeah, potentially, depending on how many of those people actually liked, because there's people coming in and leaving constantly throughout the stream. Listen, Siri, I'm sorry. I know you're lonely, but you're going to have to leave me alone. All right, let's go. Hand reveal at 550 likes. LFG, let's go. Frankie PayPal Candles, let's go. Shout out to Enzo Mining. Yeah, all right, let's go. Nope. No giveaway there. Spin numero dos. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Let's see. Feeling ignored. EM feels ignored. Let's see. Frankie, you should visit South Africa. Beautiful country. I'm from South Africa, but live in California now. Still visit South Africa as much as I can. Shout out to EM. I didn't want you to feel ignored there, but I did not see you. But yeah, I should visit I would love to visit South Africa. I've definitely never been there. I'll be honest, I wouldn't even know what to expect in South Africa. I'll be honest. I don't know much about it. Frankie learning the ropes from PayPal. Let's go, guys. I am in the PayPal 101 class. Just noped us. Shout out to Chemistry, bro. Thank you for being here, bro. Am I accumulating? Miguel, great question. I am accumulating. And guys, we are, shout out to EM. Yeah, we are going to be releasing, hopefully this week, our top altcoins that I am accumulating in the bear market, where I'm going to take a look at the projects, let you guys know why I like them, and then look at the charts a little bit, talk about the project, then we'll look at the chart, see where price is from the all-time highs, and then maybe we'll set up some KuCoin trading bots or KuCoin DCA bots to DCA over time, and then maybe you guys can follow along with that portfolio if you would like. Shout out to Jonathan Schaefer. Russian super yacht Nord docks in Hong Kong. Harbor yacht is owned by oligarch. Could be bad. Oh, boy. Frankie Buckhead Friday. Buckhead Friday. Are you saying you want to meet in Buckhead? Let me know, Matt. Let me know. I would not be against meeting up with some people. Awesome wine in Cape Town. Interesting. Sounds great. Shout out to Enzo Mining. Let's go and get him another spin. I think it's this number 5. Oh, no. Get us to 500 likes so we can get that 5th spin, even though it's already spinning. Can we get there before we get there it is. There's the giveaway, guys. Smash that like button. At least get us to 500. We almost made it to 550, but not quite, but that's okay, guys. I think whatever likes we didn't get, we made up in super chats. But with all that being said, guys, I do appreciate every single one of you guys for watching this stream tonight. Again, sorry for being late, but hey, someone's got to host ATV, and it's super fun doing it. I love it. So super happy to do that, but sorry for being here a few minutes late. But with all that being said, 100K subs by the end of the year, Crypto Illuminati. Hey, you're in the Crypto Illuminati. You might have to pull some elite Illuminati strings for us. Shout out to you, man. How long do you think XRP will go on this drop? It's hard to put a time limit on it. I would wait for the CPI data to come out on the 13th and kind of see where see where things go from there. But EM saying, Frankie, your crypto knowledge is awesome. Shout out to you, EM. I appreciate you. Shout out to Dave Digital. Shout out to Drew. Shout out to Enzo. Shout out to Jonah. Shout out to Harry. Best videos ever. Matt B, Jonathan Schaefer, Mike, Nate, Crypto Illuminati, Crypto Shinobi, and all the mods. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching the stream tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Go check out Debate Crypto. They are live right now. They do everything we don't. I do the charts. I do the trading. They do the fundamentals. And everything we don't do, they're the yin to our yang. Go check them out, guys. And then also links in the description down below. If you guys are looking to save on sign up for things like KuCoin or Femex to long or short the markets in either direction and profit, whether the price is going up or down, check out the links in the description down below. We have tons of good discounts for you guys. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Hopefully on time, and then hopefully I will see you guys in the Discord tonight and tomorrow on Coffee and Crypto. I appreciate. No, hang on, Quentin Fox. We're doing Elron right now, bro. We're doing Elron right now. Don't even sweat it, bro. That's my bad. We're looking at Elron. I promised it. I don't break promises, but I do forget sometimes. Taking a look at Elron here, guys, before we sign off. Let's see. Taking a look at eGold. Let's go. Let's see. Looking at the weekly, do we have a bullish divergence confirmed? Do we have a bullish divergence confirmed is the question. We do have a bullish divergence confirmed. Obviously, we have come up a little bit off of this. Up about 29, almost 30% off that weekly bull div. VWAP actually looking pretty healthy. What a legend. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, looking at that 5-day green dot. Yes, thank you. No problem. Quentin, I appreciate the super chats, man. There's just so much going on. We check so many coins. I forget sometimes. But I'm not going to leave you hanging. I personally told you I would check it. So taking a look at the 3-day VWAP starting to cool off. I bet you that red, yeah. So this is your good sign for Elron. You printed your red dot with an immediate invalidation with that green dot printing now on the daily. Money flow doesn't look too great, but let's work our way down. 8-hour bear divs, right? This is what I'm looking at, right? You do have potential bear divs forming here on the 8-hour. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. I got you guys. Here we go. Back onto the charts. Screen. Frankie's a man of his word. I am, but I will rug pull you on showing my screen. But no, here we go. Let's see. So you are getting your, I mean, really nothing really, we didn't deduce anything until I pulled up the screen. Just a little bit of that bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. As you can see, lower lows. It's kind of hard to see there. Let me redo it here. Lower lows, as you can see, bing bong. Higher lows, bing bong. Bullish divergence came up about 30%. Right? And then on your 8-hour, you are starting to get some bearish divergences with your higher highs on your price and your lower highs on your momentum waves. However, you are not printing this red dot yet. You need this red dot to print and confirm before making any trading decisions based off of this. But if this does confirm, you could get a dump down to the downside. But let's go ahead and move on. Your 4-hour showing the same signs of a bearish divergence with the confirmation of money flow also starting to flow out here. And you are about to start printing this bear div on the 4-hour, right? So it's probably going to take a little bit to print on the 8-hour, but that 4-hour bear div is looking to print very soon, right? And this is a pretty strong divergence, right? You got your high, your lower high, your high, your higher high, and then boom, you dump down, right? So looking at those lower time frames, I would want to see money flow coming out on the lower time frames and potentially start putting in bear divs on the lower time frames as well, which we did have over here as we started to come down. But money flow coming out on your 10-minute, 12-minute is coming down as well. I'd like to see it come out on your 4-hour as well because it is coming up. Or I'm sorry, your 15-minute, not your 4-hour. I would like to see your 15-minute money flow come down. But if you print this 4-hour bear div, right, and you start printing this and you get that money flow crossover into the red on the 12-minute and the 15-minute, that could be a decent time to start looking for some shorts. And let me go ahead and find you some levels here so you can kind of get some context into what is happening here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a fixed range volume profile. Let's go from here to here. Let's see. Let's go from here to here. Boom. Okay. So when you pull your volume, you are actually coming up against a value area high here, right? So when you pull it from this high to this current price action, right, you do get this volume and you are coming up to that value area high. So even if price pumps up a little more, if you don't bring any new volume into this profile, and that bear div on the 4-hour prints, you print that red dot here on the 4-hour and it confirms, you could potentially get into a short position. And let's say you just get in right there, right? Maybe you put, you could put your stop loss depending on your risk tolerance. I have videos on stop losses if you guys want to check that out. But you set your stop loss, either above the last swing high or whatever your risk tolerance calls for. But you can target a potential target that you can look for is to eventually work your way back down towards that point of control, coming in right here at about 52.24, right? And then you can see these high volume nodes here. You might get caught up a little bit at 55.17. You also might get caught up a little bit at about $54. But mainly you are looking to work your way down towards that POC at about 52.26. So, sorry about that, bro. Didn't mean to forget about Elron. Didn't mean to rug pull you on that. I love Femex. Should I check out KuCoin? Drew, you definitely should. They offer a ton of altcoins. They also do the trading bots. Tons of cool stuff. One of my favorite exchanges is KuCoin. So definitely check it out. We got tons of content about it on the channel. And with all that being said, guys, shout out to Elron. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Hopefully on time tomorrow. Back to our regular schedule. Back to the regular grind. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos.
Debate crypto. There's 256 people in here. Go to Debate Crypto. What are you guys doing? Shout out to the Candle Mafia. I'll see you guys tomorrow. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.